Hello YouTube. This will not be the last video I post on this subject, um, because the type of binging that I'm dealing with rises to a whole other level. Um, it is out of control, as if an alcoholic takes a sip and then has to finish the bottle. Um, I will say that I have had 2 successful days of eating, and in a future video I will get more in depth on how I'm approaching extreme binging, psychological eating disorder type binging, because I have removed all of these basic things in my life. But this type of binging is a whole other animal, and I want to have more time, clean time, before I talk about what I'm doing and what worked and what didn't work. I want to find out what works and what doesn't work. So I'm just going to cover the common sense basics that you'll see in a lot of other videos, because some people don't deal with it in the same kind of arena as other people. Common sense number 1. If you don't buy it, you don't have it in your house, you can't eat it. So if there's something you tend to binge on, don't get it. Don't keep it in your house. I'm not saying not to keep anything in your house, but find a substitution that is more appropriate, that you are not going to binge on. So if you have a habit of downing boxes of cereal or whatever, don't keep those in your house. It's like an alcoholic wouldn't keep alcohol in their house. The extra effort that it may take to go and procure your binge item can be that prevention step from you just doing it. That's tip number 1, common sense. If you don't have it, you can't binge on it, and we're all adults. We choose what we bring into our home. Number 2, don't restrict. Don't restrict yourself. Don't diet. Don't try and down your calories or eliminate all sweets. If you are in a state of restriction or calorie deficit, you're going to be hungry and deprived and more tempted to binge. Don't exclude whole food groups. Don't say anything is good or bad. There is no bad food. Food is just food. If you aim for consistency, don't have weekend blowouts and starvation weeks. If you aim for consistency, you'll be less inclined to binge. And if no food is off limit and you can have it, if there is a party at work and there is pizza and you can have it, if it comes up, if there is a birthday party and there is cake and you can have it, if it is not forbidden, you won't be tempted to indulge in it when you can, because it's part of your regular diet. You have the option always to have it. It's not off limits. And so there is no draw there. There is no battle there. If it's something that you can eat, you don't need to take advantage of the opportunity while it's there, because it's not off limits. There was some other things I was going to say that are common sense. Eat slowly and mindfully. Make sure that you are satisfied with what you eat. Don't absent-mindedly eat. Appreciate the food that you are giving yourself. What other common sense things to not binge? When you do have food, whatever it is, don't attach value to it. Don't say it, oh, that's a bad food, or I'm bad for having done that. Guilt. Guilt assures that you will do it again. If you give yourself a pass, we're human. We eat all sorts of things. It's okay to be human. It's okay not to be perfect. You actually have a much more likely chance of not repeating your mistake. I'll start tomorrow. I'll do better tomorrow. I'll do better tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. So when we find ourselves in those moments where we're tempted to binge, don't give yourself the pass that I will do better tomorrow, because that pass of I will do better tomorrow, you tend to assume you're never going to have these foods again, and you will overindulge. Tomorrow I'm not going to eat like this. So today it's going to be a blowout, because tomorrow will be different, and tomorrow won't be different. You need to aim for balance. Same with keeping foods off restriction and things like that, it's not an all or nothing situation. And when you put yourself in that position, you do it tenfold. So those are a few things. There's more. There's a lot more. This is what came across the top of my head. And I actually have a lot to say on this, but I'm not awake. I'm in a rush. Gotta get to my job. Those are the practical common sense things. If you are in a deficit, you're going to be hungry. If you deny certain foods, they're going to be a temptation. If you are inconsistent, you're going to have problems. If you guilt yourself, you're going to have problems. If you put yourself in a position of now or never, you are going to have problems. If you have a particular food that you know is a weakness, there's a lot of food we can eat in life. Don't have it around you. Don't bring it into your home. Don't put yourself in a position where you have access. Those are just some very basic things. And I'll get into the nitty-gritty of the process I'm undergoing when it's played out a little more. Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't assume, this is just how I am. Watch your I am statements. This is I always, I will. I'm the type of person who I am. Don't identify with your behaviors. Your behaviors are just behaviors and habits. They're not you. If you identify with them, they're harder to change. So don't self-fulfill your prophecy and say, well, I always end up binging, or I'm never going to be rid of this problem, or you never will. That's what I got for the moment. I gotta go. Bye, you guys.